Hello everyone, I hope that all is well. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Leopocrypha. I hope you'll consider joining this little soul family we have going on. If you are returning, welcome back, soul family. It's always so amazing to have you here, new and returning. As always, disclaimers, information, and decks are in the description box down below. If you are new, please have a look at least at the disclaimers so you can get an idea of how tarot reading works if you've never watched one. And as always, thank you so very much, everyone, for being here and for taking the time to join me and to share your energy with me. I really, truly, deeply appreciate each and every single one of you guys. So, without further ado, perhaps you've been feeling anxious. Perhaps you have been having a lot of things going on in your mind, here with the Nine of Swords. Or have been going within. Perhaps there's more to let go of while you have been going within to heal from whatever it is that is making you so anxious. But know that you are loved and that you do deserve love. Oh, these cards keep wanting to come out. Let's see what they are. The Five of Cups, the Eight of Swords in reverse, and the Three of Wands upright. With underneath the deck being the Queen of Cups. Excuse me. So I'm seeing here is definitely, there's definitely something that you have been trying to let go of and move forward with some other visions that you have for yourself. Here with the Five of Cups is telling me that you're still kind of stuck on crying over the spilt milk, so to speak. Sorry, I just looked up. Noticed they were off for you guys, okay? So it is telling me that there's still something that you have been focusing your time and attention on that is not in alignment towards what is new or what is really there for you, that is still there for you or waiting for you or trying to come into your life. But there's still more healing that you have been doing. And so I feel like while you are doing this healing, though, you are kind of closed off to other possibilities here in certain ways. And although that is understandable, because when we are trying to heal from something, you know, we're giving that our time and attention. And I think that's very important here. But it's also important to try to keep an open mind and keep your eyes peeled for signs and synchronicities that are trying to tell you that your blessings are along the way, or signs and synchronicities that are trying to give you information and perspective, or to give you ideas and trying to help you move past this Eight of Swords, which is thankfully in reverse, but trying to get you to this Three of Wands where you are, you know, you see the ships sailing in and you're just waiting for them so that you can meet them. But the Eight of Swords in reverse is definitely telling me that you have had in the past a lot of time and experience dealing with self-imposed imprisonment of your thoughts, so to speak. And of course, this is not something that anyone wants for themselves, but this is something that we all come towards. This is an energy that we all experience, and that is okay. That's a part of the human experience. But what is important and what makes me proud of you is that with the Eight of Swords in reverse here is telling me that you have been moving away from that. So this is where you were, this is where you are, and this is where you're headed, is the feeling that I'm getting. And usually when I pull cards, I don't pull with the intention of any particular spread, but right now I'm getting the feeling that that is what this is trying to convey here to us, is that this is the energy that you have been transforming from, moving away from. And the number 5 is also the number of change and transformation. And then with the 8 of Swords in reverse is telling me that right now is the time where you have been moving away from people, places, and things, including yourself, that have been holding you back in order for you to move forward without such worry and concern and stress and anxiety over the possibilities that are coming in, and trying to surrender just that little bit more towards spirit, so that spirit can help you and you can see and notice the signs and synchronicities that they have been trying to provide for you. Here I believe that this is azurite. This stone looks like azurite. This one looks like a peacock ore, which goes by a different name as well, I believe. And this one, I don't believe that this one's carnelian. I believe that this one is a like honey calcite. So let's see, I just want to check to see if these crystals are correct. Excuse me. Yes, and the queen is malachite. Let's see. The 8 of Swords, it is called War Knight. It says you feel caged, trapped, and restricted. But thankfully, with this in reverse, is telling us again that you are moving away from this kind of energy. So it's not something to be so concerned about anymore, because you've already moved past it. Here we are. Azurite. You are giving more than receiving, is what it says for this one. And then let's see. For the 5 of Cups, it is calcite. Some of your dreams have not materialized. Okay. So azurite definitely is a stone that is making me think of like magician kind of energy. The thing about azurite is that these green parts, these green speckles in azurite stones are actually malachite. I'm not sure what the blue part is. It makes me think of lapis, but I don't think that it is lapis lazuli. But the green parts are malachite. And so something that this is telling me is, again, there's that desire for transformation and to build a strong foundation and to move forward into like a magician type of energy. And actually, speaking of moving forward, I'm sorry, it's not the 8 of Wands, it is the 9 of Wands. But we have the Lovers here too. So let's see here for a moment. Underneath the deck, we had the Queen of Cups, we had the Nine of Wands, and we have the Lovers. The Queen of Cups is telling me here that you are trying to... Okay. The Queen of Cups is telling me that what it is that you have been healing from may be in terms of a deep kind of relationship that you used to have. Perhaps it has ended, or perhaps you are currently in a relationship that isn't going very stably at the moment, and you have been trying to manifest a change of events and change of perspective to where you and your partner can come together. With the Queen of Cups looking towards the right, it's telling me here that you have at some point felt very guarded about love, and or you are currently still kind of feeling, even though you're moving away from self-imprisoned kind of perspectives, is still saying that there's more to work on and heal in regards to your how can I say, you're being guarded. It how can you really let love in or drink of the chalice if there's a lid on it? So it's like this queen, whether you're male or female, this queen, she's looking towards love and she wants love, but what is in the middle blocking this love from coming in is this guardedness. So if you are in a love situation and you have been feeling guarded, know that that is something that is holding you back. And it's understandable for us to feel guarded, but it is also important for us to learn how to move past the fear that we are experiencing, because guardedness comes from fear. When we are guarded about something, very guarded, it means that we are fearful of losing something. That's usually what tends to be the case. But we do have this love here that is trying to come through. We do have something beautiful upon the horizon for you. But you have to know that you are strong enough and move past these barriers that you are building around yourself. Because in order for you to go from the 9 to the 3, you're gonna have to release some of these wands. In order to have the 3 of Wands, you're gonna have to let go of 6 wands, and I feel like you're afraid to let go of the 6 wands, so to speak, because the 6 of Wands symbolizes victory. It symbolizes recognition. It symbolizes, things of that sort. Accomplishment, the way that people see you. So I feel like there's this fear that you have towards moving away from this comfort, from this, how can I say? This is not an emotion or not something that you do because it is out of your own heart's free will, so to speak. I hope I'm making sense. This is something that you do out of fear, and that we all do out of fear. And I feel like your fear is if you drop those 6 wands and you try to declutter these emotions and these passions, these past, whatever is currently holding you back, I feel like your fear is to be seen in a bad light, or to, in a way, kind of move away from your accomplishments. But if you think about it, if you continue as the Nine of Wands and you move on, and let's say you find another wand and you pick it up, you're going to end up with the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands isn't the best kind of thing. It's not something that you would want for yourself. The Ten of Wands is feeling very overburdened and over-encumbered. It's about feeling like there's too much shit going on and that you're gonna have to let go. The only way to let go once you get to the 10 is to let go completely and just let all of the wands just fall away, so you can start over as with the Ace of Wands. But here I kind of feel like there's something, like I've never seen it in this way. I don't think, like, not with this card or anything like that. But I feel like there's a need to let go of 6 wands, so to speak. Those are still burdens. Maybe it could be 6 things in your life, whether it's like 6 painful memories or 6 experiences that you can particularly pinpoint that have really caused you to be heavily guarded towards people. Or there's something here about the number 6. And I just thought, actually, interestingly enough, I was about to say 6 is the number of love, and I just looked over to the Lover's card and saw the number 6, and I forgot, because I don't have memorized the numbers of the major arcana. So it's very interesting that not only in numerology is the number 6 for love, but also the number 6 in tarot is the Lover's card. So it is definitely saying there's something about love here that you are still feeling very guarded about, and it's very important for you to release that those burdens and that heavily guarded feeling. If you want love to come in, you're gonna have to release some of that and know that with every end comes a new beginning. Like Death card, the Death card is not something to fear. It is something to be grateful for, because with every death comes a rebirth, comes a new beginning and a transformation. And so what I feel like here is you're currently still in this transformational stage before you have the rebirth. So it's like there's something that has ended, and I feel like that was a relationship, or perhaps if you're still in that relationship, perhaps it feels like it has just changed and things have been different. It's not the same, you know. And that happens. We all go through life and experience things, and sometimes we realize we didn't know that person well enough, and vice versa. Or, you know, in certain cases, sometimes they show their true colors a year in. You know, whatever the case is, it doesn't matter exactly what happened. What matters is that you are currently here in this transformation stage. And if you're not, then this is saying that this is important for you to put yourself in this situation where you're able to transform and change, so that way you can have this beautiful new beginning that is trying to come in to your life. But you're gonna have to put in some work. Oh wow, interesting. Okay, all right. So the 7 of Pentacles in reverse is telling me that there's a strong need for you to start being more consciously aware of the energy, where you're putting your energy. Because the Seven of Pentacles is about planting the seeds so that you can have the Eight of Pentacles, which is about, you know, practicing your craft so that way you can move on to the Nine of Pentacles, which is about independence, strong independence that is very financially secure. And with the Seven of Pentacles in reverse is telling me here that there's a need for you again to focus your time and energy on this transformation here with this Malachite. Focus, excuse me, focus your time and energy on not what happened in the past, but on what seeds can you plant now so that you can move forward. Because I feel like when you think about the past, it is hard for you to plant seeds that are going to be fruitful towards your future. When you are in the Five of Cups type of energy, you're too busy focusing on what is not serving you versus the possibilities and what you can focus on that will serve you and will align up with your resonance, with your frequency, so to speak. But the Ace of Cups here, it is definitely saying that like love is on your mind. There's definitely love on your mind, or there is a lot of emotions that you have towards someone or something. If you feel so deeply called to move away from someone or something, it is important for you to do so. If you have met someone new and you're still getting over someone from your past, you know, if this new person ends up coming towards you and telling you, like, I want a relationship and stuff, then you can, you know, if it's something that you really want, but you're still healing, there's nothing wrong with saying, like, I really want this with you. Just know, please, that, like, I am still healing from the past, and so I do want to give you a chance, and I want to work this out with you. But I am still letting go of some of the things that are holding me back, such as like my own guilt or my own the pain that I still feel in my heart, even though I have moved away from this person, place, or thing, or career, or whatever. I'm still working on healing what is residual, what has been left behind. I'm still cleaning out that residue because I want to be with you. So there may be someone new coming into your life, or if this is a reconciliation, then it may be that there needs, the only way it will work out if this is a reconciliation is if you literally, you and this person, let go of the past bullshit that both of you guys have been through or have caused each other to go through. The only way for you to have a new beginning with this person, if it is someone from your past, is to completely forgive and to move on from the past and start all over. This is the feeling that I'm getting. Again, if it is someone from your past, there's a need for complete restart. If you want that love to work, you and that person, there needs to be a complete forgiveness and restart from whatever happened in the past that caused you guys to break up or to have a fight or whatever the case is. Never go to sleep angry is something that I do believe in, and it's something that people who have been married for many, many years, it is a common practice between people who have been married for so long, or at least it's something that my parents have, that they believe in, and something that they have a perspective on. And that doesn't mean that anyone's perfect. I'm sure that there are days that even my parents, for example, that they might still go to sleep kind of annoyed or pissed off, but they always try to work it out before going to sleep. And I think that is something that we all should kind of learn to really do in a partnership, because the only way to move forward and to have a healthy partnership is to communicate and to trust each other and all of that. So definitely either someone new is coming in, and or it's a reconciliation, but regardless there's a need to heal and move away from whatever's in the past in order for you to have this abundance that is trying to come in for you. With the High Priest in reverse, the High Priest is usually a card of marriage, a card of stability. There's still number 5 is the card of, is the number of change. Excuse me. These are Hickomer diamonds. Diamonds are the strongest mineral. The Hierophant was in reverse, so it's like there's this fear that you have that this isn't possible for you. It's like, and it goes back to this 9 of Wands here. This 9 of Wands feeling that you have been guarded is really keeping you in this in this High Priest in reverse energy, which is saying to me like, this has to be cleared out before you can even come to a reunion or to come to a new relationship. I feel like you have gone in to see within yourself quite a bit already. You're trying to follow your inner guidance, your inner light, your hopes, your dreams, wherever your heart is leading you. I feel like you're trying really hard, or you have been trying really hard, but there's still more that needs to be done. And I know how frustrating that can be to hear, but Spirit is asking of you to have temperance, like the Temperance card, to have patience with yourself, with this connection, if it revolves around someone else that you already know, or to have patience regardless, even if it involves someone new. Sometimes the best things that happen to us happen unexpected. So usually when it comes to be that we meet someone new, it's usually an unexpected encounter. It's not always something that is planned out. And so what I'm seeing here is there's a need for you to release more. What I mean by that is, how can I say, to surrender more. I feel like this 9 of Wands is something that you need to, again, those 6 wands, you need to surrender those 6 wands so that you can have the 3 wands. The 3 of Wands is about waiting for those sails, the ships to come in so that you can move from one land to the other, so you can travel, so that you can move forward. This could also be hopes of travel. This could be in terms of career, in terms of love. And although I do feel for the mass majority of you that are watching this, or the majority of you watching this, this may be in regards to love. But you know your situation, and so only you can determine truly what it is for you. Believe and follow your intuition, trust your intuition and what it is telling you. Because I feel like, again, with the Hermit here, and you're already in this middle area where you are still working towards healing this so that you can move towards this beautiful new beginning here. So, let's see. I guess I'll pull a dragon. See what comes out. Whoa. Okay, fear. And I did mention fear. I did mention that I feel like what is holding you back is this fear. Bliss and divine order. So here we have the colors of the sacral chakra, the solar plexus. We have a little bit of orange, we have a lot of yellow, solar plexus, and the heart, green. I feel like I had a deja vu when I looked at the eyes of this dragon. Very interesting. So, let me see here. I feel like Spirit is calling for you to follow your heart and follow what makes you happy. Follow your bliss, because that will lead you on the right path. If it feels right in your heart, it feels right deep down inside, your intuition is telling you to take that move, to take that leap of faith, then it is important for you to try to do so. This bliss again is saying to find and to follow your inner guidance. Follow what makes you happy. Follow where you feel you are being led to by spirit, or by your higher self, or by your heart, Divine order, what this is telling me is, again, kind of like I was just saying, there's this need to release or to surrender more. So I want to read this divine order card. Let's see here. It says, if you draw this card, you are ready to receive your divine order. But what is divine order, and what does it signify for you? What does being healed and whole mean for you? Can you recognize that you would like to be complete? Do you want to say yes to the divine order within you from deep in your heart? Good. Divine order is a pattern, a note, a harmony on which everything is based. It is the law of the source. Think about this order now and abandon all false paths, as this will lead you only into darkness. Now, there is a meditation that you can do if you would like in regards to this. If you would like, you can pause it and read it. So I won't continue with that. But what I will say is this definitely is a card that is in alignment with what we were just talking about. Wasn't I literally just talking about how it is important for you to follow your heart and to follow where you believe like spirit is trying to take you? This dragon really blends into its surroundings. There's something here about perhaps you have been feeling like you're trying to blend in regards to something in your life. Perhaps you're trying to please someone or blend in with a certain group. And what this is telling me is don't try to make the shoe fit if it doesn't fit. If there's a group of people who you think, oh yeah, they may seem cool, but when you're around them, you feel kind of like, wow, I don't agree with any of their perspectives, and they're kind of like completely not the kind of people that I want to be around. Don't try to make the shoe fit. Just because they seem like the cool kids don't fucking matter. Like, you're a cool kid. You're one of the cool kids, and you don't have to be a part of their clique or whatever to be one. Like, you already are. Don't try to fit in, is what this is telling me. Don't try to fit in to someone else's desires. So, for example, if there is something in regards to love here, and someone wants you to change who you are in order to come together, only you know if that is right for you. So let me say this. If you feel like, if someone comes up to you and tells you they love you and everything, but there are certain changes that they would want of you. First of all, it is your right and your free will to be who you are, as long as you're not hurting other people, or as long as you're not abusing or neglecting animals either. As long as you're not doing any of that. You have all right to be who you are and to express yourself in the way that you see fit. If someone comes along and tries to change that of you, and that is genuinely a part of you that you feel within yourself and that you know is who you are, don't allow someone else to change that from you. Now, if someone mentions like, hey, you know what, I noticed that you really do focus so much on the past. You know, if we're to get together, I would like to see that you're capable of, you know, changing that from your perspectives of focusing so much on the past to focusing more on us and what we want to build and on our future. Then that is definitely something that is worth striving towards and worth changing, don't you think? So if when it comes to change, you know what is right for you, and you need to trust that, because I feel like there may be aspects of change that are against your boundaries, and there may be aspects of change that you know you want to make and that you are striving towards making. And if this person is trying to help you make those healthy changes for healthy reasons, for the betterment of you and everyone around you, then that is something beautiful, and that you should take their hand and take their advice and take that if you feel it resonate deep within your heart. Now again, if they're just someone coming back to try to make you feel like stuck in this Five of Cups, there's someone who wants to come back just to do the same thing to you, to do the same shit to where you feel there in that first place. Or in the Eight of Swords, even though we have the Nine of Swords. Oh, I'm sorry. We have the Eight of Swords, we have the Nine of Wands. So yes, the Eight of Swords. You know what is good for you, and what Spirit is telling you is you need to follow your bliss. No matter what situation comes up to you, no matter who comes to admit that they still have feelings for you, or that they have their feelings for you have grown, or whatever the case is, you know what is right for you, and Spirit is definitely telling you, I cannot give you a yes or no answer in regards to, someone who's coming back in your life, or someone who's trying to get into your life. I cannot give you an answer, yes or no. But Spirit is saying, you know within you. And if you don't, then you have to really think about it and go within and contemplate and question, how is it going to better your life? And if there's more cons than pros, then don't do it. That's what Spirit is telling us here. You need to follow your intuition. You need to trust yourself. You need to follow your bliss. Follow what makes you happy. And surrender the rest to Spirit, because Spirit wants to help you. But the only way Spirit can help you, and people don't realize this, people will blame Spirit or angels or whoever for not doing what they need. But the truth is, they're trying in the best way that they can, but because we have free will, if we do not ask them for help in certain ways, they cannot help us. So ask for help when needed. Ask your guides, ask your God, your goddess, your whoever it is that you work with, your ancestors, your higher self, if you don't believe in any of that. Or if you really don't believe in any of that at all, not even higher self, then just ask yourself, because then, the wisdom is within you as it is, whether you believe in that or not. It is there. And that is what the hermit is saying. You see, it's kind of like they're also kind of looking towards each other, and there's both a lot of green in both of these cards. It's kind of like the dragon was walking around, and the hermit, it's like if this dragon was the hermit's dragon, and this dragon was walking around, and the hermit's coming to find the dragon. The dragon senses and feels and sees the light of the hermit. It's like you know within yourself what it is that you are fearing. And how interesting that both of these cards came out in the last reading. Fear and independence. And if you would like to know more about these cards, if you feel drawn to know more about these cards, I would recommend watching that reading, because I went in depth about how I felt, the vibration or the kind of energy that I got from these cards. But for now, I will just talk about this fear card here. And it's definitely saying there's something that you are fearful of. And again, this fear card is reiterating. I saw 4212, and I haven't really been looking up at all. So there's two, some kind of this too could be about this connection that it is that you're still feeling fearful about because of the Nine of Wands, that guarded energy. And this fear card, I did mention that this guarded energy stems from fear. You're on the right path. You're on the right path, and you need to know that, first of all, and strive towards, reaching your bliss. Why stop now? Why stop now when you're, I was gonna say halfway through, but honestly, I feel like you're more than halfway through. Lighten up your load. Definitely, lighten up your load, release what is holding you back, move away from that, because there's these beautiful new beginnings that are trying to come your way, and you need to move away from all of this, the past memories, the pain, the heartache, in order for you to have clarity, in order for you to even be able to accept love, to come into union. You're gonna have to be able to release what is burdening you, and you're gonna have to find yourself. You're gonna have to learn to love yourself. And I don't care if you don't want to hear that, too bad. Like, sometimes we don't want to hear what we've heard a million times, but sometimes we have to hear it a million more times for it to finally click through. And I feel like you may be in that energy, like, oh, here we go, self-love. Oh, here we go again. Like, yes, self-love. You cannot come into union with someone and expect it to last, stand the test of time, if you don't love yourself. And I'm speaking from personal experience, because I've thought that I loved myself enough before, and I have seen just how quick and like a switch, my triggers, my anxieties, my inner self nasty dialogue with myself would increase, and I thought that I had healed. So there's always more to heal, and it's okay. Don't feel guilty if you fall back, if you have to take a step back consciously or subconsciously. You take one back. That's okay. That's a part of the process. A part of the process of learning to love others is learning to love yourself first and foremost. This is saying to know thyself. The only way for you to come into union successfully with someone is to know thyself. Because when you know yourself, you're not going to put up with any bullshit from nobody, no matter who the fuck they are. You're not going to put up with bullshit from nobody because you know what you want and what you don't want, and you have your boundaries set. You need to convey your boundaries when you need to. You need to forgive when you need to forgive, including yourself. You need to love yourself. That's the only way love can come in a healthy way. The only way to have a healthy, stable love is to have a healthy, stable love with yourself. Because, again, when you know your boundaries, you do not allow people to treat you like shit. So if someone comes in saying they love you and they respect you and all this bullshit, but then they go around and break your boundaries or cross your boundaries again and again and again and again, they don't. And the only way for you to really stand strong is for you to admit, like, okay, they've crossed my boundaries, I'm done. If you can't respect my boundaries, then I'm done with you. Because then you don't respect me. Now, in certain regards, if you and your partner have boundaries, but you guys don't see eye to eye on something, and so one wants more than the other, or, one wants their way, the other one wants their way, and you guys have trouble, because one can't have their way, because it's unfair for them to get their way or for you to have your way, then you need to come to a middle ground. But the only way to do that is to have open and honest communication. If this person is not mature enough to have an open, honest communication with you, and they're not mature enough and loyal enough or respectful enough to respect your boundaries, then don't waste your fucking time. Because when you love yourself, you will not allow other people to treat you like less than you deserve. That is why it is so important for us to love ourselves. Because when we learn to love ourselves, we also learn that we all are similar. We're all the same. We all look different, talk different, do things differently. We're all individuals. We're all unique. But in the end, we all eat, poop, and sleep. We all want love. We all need money to live our life in this world where we need to have a roof over our head and have food in our bellies and clothe ourselves to protect us from the elements, whatever the case is. I think you understand where it is that I'm getting here. In order to truly know and understand other people, we must truly know and understand ourselves. Because everyone in our surrounding is somewhat really a reflection of who we are. So if there are people who are constantly trying to get into a relationship with you that are not in your best interest, then perhaps that is saying there's more to heal within yourself and to come into clarity with yourself, so that these kind of people don't keep coming up in your life, because then your vibration, your energy is going to be different, and you're going to be attracting and give time to people who treat you right and who resonate with your energy. And underneath, we have financial health. So perhaps this is also something. Oh, look, and I was talking about boundaries. Justice is coming, but you have to find balance within yourself. And you have to have strong boundaries. That doesn't mean to be so stubborn and so fixed that, you know, if your partner and you have an issue, that you're not going to compromise. That is wrong. That is not going to help, and that will destroy your relationship. I'm speaking from experience. Like, there has to be a mutual coming together of boundaries. Like, for example, there was a time when I was in a relationship that my boundaries were being crossed, and I communicated about that. But this person kept crossing my boundaries, so I was trying to come to a compromise. And this person, they didn't want to compromise, and eventually they did, but they actually didn't. They were actually lying to me. And so what this is telling me, to end on that note, is trust your intuition. Stand strong, and no matter what someone else does, you trust yourself enough to believe and trust yourself that you are capable of making the right decision. So if someone, like, let's say, if you end up in the same situation that I was in, that someone keeps crossing your boundaries even though they act like they're respecting them, then end it. They don't deserve your time and your energy if they're going to not be loyal to trying to make things work. Relationships are about compromise. Relationships are not easy. Doesn't fucking matter how much you love someone, that doesn't make it any easier. As a matter of fact, the more you love someone, the harder it is. Truth. For real. Think about it. Think about your own life and your own situations. The people who you have loved the most were the hardest for you to let go of, weren't they? So you should love yourself first and foremost above all else, because it's important for your growth and your development. It's important because in life we're not always going to have people with us. Bless you. Sorry if you heard my family member sneeze. I was like, bless you. Anyway, so yeah, there's a very strong need and importance for you to set and be firm in your boundaries, but not too firm. I saw 5252. Not too firm to where you are not capable of compromising, but firm enough that if someone supposedly compromises and they're actually not, then your boundaries are firm enough that you're gonna cut it off, is what I'm getting here. So whatever situation you are in, because different people are going to come to this at different times, know that you need to go within and you need to trust yourself, because your situation may be different than someone else who watches this reading. Financial health again is saying focus on finances. Maybe you're trying to find a new job. Again, maybe this isn't about love for you personally, and maybe this is about career. If this is, then this is a synchronicity for you to focus on building your finances and being stable financially, so that you can, when someone comes into your life, you're more stable and able to provide, or able to, like, if you guys want to move in together and you're ready for that, like in the future or something, or whatever the case is. Or if you need to go travel, visit this person, but you need to lighten your load, and what that is saying is to release the rest of this past heartache. Okay. Let's see, maybe I'll get 2 of these. And I think 2 are exactly what flew out. A time to give rather than to take. And I feel like that is saying, it's time to give to yourself. And that's not a selfish thing. You know, we all need to give to ourselves and make sure that we have enough for ourselves before we are able to take care of others, you know. A time to give rather than to take is to understand that you are beautiful and you need to give yourself love before you go around expecting someone else to be able to give you healthy love. You have to be able to give yourself healthy love first. We got Virgo twice, so perhaps you're a Virgo or someone in your energy is a Virgo. Sun, moon, whatever placements. Earth energy. So that is what I was saying about being strong in your boundaries, but not being so fixed, because I believe that earth energies are, I could be wrong, but I believe that they're fixed. But yes. So again, there's a need to love yourself, to give yourself love, and to know you are good enough. You cannot get into a healthy relationship if you're going around and thinking in your head, you know, and that's what this card is. A relationship will not work if you don't think that you're good enough. And I'm telling you from experience. And I know from other people's experience, because usually when we feel like we're not good enough, we end up causing problems in the relationship where we feel like, oh, we need to hear the person say, I love you, or only you, or you're the only sexy one, or you're so gorgeous, you're beautiful. When we cannot tell ourselves that, we end up kind of subconsciously expecting and craving that from someone else. And that really does destroy relationships, I can tell you. It can, you know, and it depends on the other person too, but you shouldn't have to feel, or you shouldn't have to rely on other people to tell you these things. You should rely on yourself to be able to tell you those things, and for you to believe it in yourself, for yourself. Whether this person tells you those things or not, you need to be able to tell yourself that and believe it with all your mind, body, heart, and soul. Conclusions, excuse me, conclusions are within reach. So what this is telling me is, yeah, again, like, you're right here, you're close to having this beautiful new beginning. You're close to something new, something passionate, something beautiful coming into your life. And Spirit just wants you to know that not to give up, that conclusions are within reach. You're right there. I don't know if you remember me saying earlier that I feel like you're halfway there, but then I really felt like you're more than halfway there. I was going to say you're halfway there, but I feel like you're more than halfway there, and that's what this is reiterating here. So let's see, in regards to if this is a love situation, or even if it's not, you can, you know, take it as it resonates. Let's see if there's anything that comes out here. I will, let's see, maybe we can pick 3. Let's see what comes out. Whoa! Oh, those just flew by. But this one is the one that was facing up. Okay, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So, in regards to this person that we're talking about, there's definitely going to be a lot of chemistry. And that is one way that you're going to know who this is in your energy, who it is that we're talking about. Because when you're around this person and when they're around you, it's going to feel so strong and magnetic. Look, underneath is finances and career. And underneath that is love yourself first. So definitely these cards are definitely something that need to be focused on as well. Your finances and your career, like we had over here with financial health, right? And then love yourself first. I was literally saying you need to love yourself first. And it doesn't matter if you hate hearing that, it's the truth. And you can deny it all you want, but if you deny it all you want and you keep ending up in this Five of Cups situations with all these people, different person after different person, then that's just telling you, like, hey, maybe it's because you don't love yourself enough. And we've all been there, so it's nothing to be ashamed of, but loving yourself really is a necessity. And it really is crucial towards your development, towards your survival here on this planet. You have to love yourself. It's the only way you'll be able to survive. Really, really think about it. Look, finances and career came out again. And then we had honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Look, bliss. Follow your bliss. And again, focus on your career and what is there trying to manifest in your life, what it is you're trying to build upon. Do it for yourself. Do it because you love it. Do it because you love helping others. Don't do it because you're expecting something of someone else. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Okay, so this may be saying that for most of you, or perhaps for some of you, this is saying your ex is a part of the problem in terms of, I'm not saying they're a bad person, I'm not saying that, and I'm not, that's not what this reading is about, is not to shame anyone. What this is just saying is that when it's time to do spring cleaning, you may realize that some of the people that have to go in your life may be an ex. And that doesn't mean that you can never talk to them, doesn't mean you can't be friends. It just means that, again, you need to end this, the Five of Cups energy, the Eight of Swords energy, the Nine of Wands energy in regards to this person. If that's why you are in that energy, you definitely have to release them. And if this is a synchronicity, if you felt that deep down in your gut, in your soul, in your heart, like if you felt that when I was talking about it, then it's definitely for you. It's telling you, like, you can't run from it anymore. You can't hide from it anymore. You want this new beautiful beginning with someone new, or even if it is an ex, actually. What this is saying, if someone new is trying to come into your life, you have to literally release all of that energy with that ex. But even if this is a reconciliation with an ex, there's a need to release all of the pain, the emotions, whatever residual energy was left from the relationship that you had with this person. You need to release that, because this is telling you, and I'm telling you now, Spirit is telling you now, the only way that this will work, whether it is a new person or it is someone that you already have been with before, the only way this is going to work is if you release the past. You release, you forgive, and you move on. It's the only way. Because think about it. If you were to reconcile with someone and things end up, things are starting out and both of you are trying to get to know each other for the time that trying to catch up and everything. If you start bringing in past problems that both of you have already worked through and had time apart because of, and you get in that relationship and all you do is bring in past problems, it will end. I feel pretty certain, and this may not be for, I feel like for the mass majority of you guys, if you do not release this energy and you bring it up into this new relationship, or you bring it up into this past relationship, it will end. And that's something that you will have to live with. And there's no reason to feel guilty over the things that happen in our life. But if that does happen, don't feel guilty about it. Learn from it. Because if you have not learned from it by now, the reason why it will happen again, if you have not learned from it, is because you have not learned from it. And that is how life works. Life works in cycles. And we are in learning cycles. We are in lessons. It's like school. Let's say, for example, age doesn't fucking matter, right? When you're in college, you're going to have people in your classroom that are straight out of high school. You're going to have people in your classroom that like are middle-aged. You're going to have people in your classroom that are older. There's going to be spectrum of all age ranges and occupations and interest. And that's how life is. But no matter the diversity of the classroom, each person in that classroom is learning the same shit, right? So the cycles that we experience in our life is like a lesson, and that is exactly what they are. It's like a class. Everyone in the collective who's experiencing the same thing as you is in that class there right beside you together. Isn't that beautiful? However, some people are going to have to repeat the class because they weren't paying attention. And some people are going to pass the class with flying colors. So this is telling us here, it is crucial, it is imperative that you make that decision for yourself. Are you going to pay attention in the classroom so that you can get the best grades that you can, so you can pass the finals, so you can move on to the next lesson? And what that would symbolize within the spiritual realm is spiritual enlightenment, spiritual advancement. That would mean, like, whenever someone spiritually advances, that means that they have moved from one cycle to the next cycle in their life. They have closed one chapter to enter the new chapter. It is up to you, now that you are aware. I stopped and it's on retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. That's the hermit. That's the hermit right there. So it is up to you. Do you want to pay attention while you're in the classroom? Or are you going to slack off and have to take the class again? Because in all honesty, the universe doesn't discriminate or doesn't give a shit in regards to who has learned their lesson or not. The universe is just like, have you learned it? No? Okay, then you're going to have to repeat the class. Have you learned it? Yes. Okay, then you're going on to the next class. Have you learned it? No? Okay, you're going to stay back. You? Yes. Okay, go forward. Like, it's not like, oh, well, because you worked good on this half of the class and you didn't do good on this part, maybe I'll help you out and I'll pass you on to the next class. No. The universe does not work that way, because you cannot bullshit the universe. The universe sees right through you, sees right through me, sees right through all of us. And so the only way to complete the lesson and to move from that cycle to the next is to ace the class. Not to barely pass it with a C, with a 70, to fucking ace the class. You have to learn the lesson in order to move forward. Is the only way. And you're strong enough, and you're right there. You're at the precipice. I'm sorry, I'm going too long. My phone's at 10%. You are at the precipice. Don't give up now. I'll pull one more card. This reading was longer than I anticipated. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. So, what I would like to say with this, first and foremost, before I get to this last card, again, no matter who you are and no matter who this person is or no matter the situation, I saw 1, 10, 11. 1 is about new beginnings. No matter who this is or what it is, if it's a new career or a new person or an old person or a friend or whatever. Again, because it says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, keep an open mind, is saying you may very well need to come to compromises. So keep an open mind, meaning you're going to have to sit down and have conversations with this person or as a group or whatever it is that you're working on, whatever project or relationship, whatever the case is. You're going to have some serious conversations with this person. Or, I had a feeling. I fucking had a feeling. That's why I looked. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, that excited me so much. I had a feeling, as soon as I said you're gonna have to talk, I had a feeling that it was this card, or this kind of energy of a card. I thought of the card, there's another card in this deck that was also that I was thinking about, but getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. There's definitely going to need to be conversations that are held in order for you to get to know this person. Remember, I did say if you're reconciling with someone, I saw 1, 11, 55. 5 is change, 1 is an amplification, a new beginning. 6 is a number of love. 1 and 5, 6. Anyway, you're gonna have to work things out. Whether this is someone new or returning, you're gonna have to get to know this person. And if it's someone coming back into your life, you're definitely going to have to get to know this new version of who they are. Definitely. So here we go. Let's see this last card. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. So this is saying whenever some shit is going down, you need to trust yourself. You need to believe in yourself. When you feel that chemistry with someone, that's not something that can be faked. Pay attention to the red flags. So if you notice that this person says that they want to be with you, but they're not willing to compromise, they're not willing to get to know you, they're not willing to respect your boundaries, those are red flags. And that is how you will know this is not the right person. This is not the right time. It could be the right person, but if you don't have your shit together, they don't have their shit together, doesn't mean that either of you have to be perfect, because no one's perfect, so that will never happen. But you do have to pay attention to the red flags, because that is how you're going to know how to handle a situation. Okay, so I hope that this message has resonated with you. Thank you so very much for being here. I really, truly, deeply appreciate each and every single one of you guys, and I hope that you will consider joining this little soul family that we have going on here if this message has resonated or if you feel like doing so. I would love to know if there's anything that you would like to talk about, discuss within this reading. Was there a specific card that really called out to you the most, that made you just feel it in your intuition, or not? I would love to know. So thank you guys so very much for being here. I love you guys. Take care. Be kind. Be nice. Treat each other well. Be safe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Actually, I saw 114, 41, and 4 and 1 or 5. So just to end up on a note, 5, change. There is change that needs to happen, but you are on the right path, and I am happy for you. I'm proud of you. You should pat yourself on the back. Spirit's proud of you. Don't give up now. You're right there. Conclusions are within reach. So take care. Bye.